So I want to ask you, have you ever seen this picture? It's a picture where someone is mining and, the person on the bottom or top or whatever is mining a big tunnel and they give up right before they hit all the diamonds and stuff. And then there's the person who's not really quite dug as far yet, but seems a bit more enthusiastic and keeps going. It's quite a famous picture, and I do actually quite like the sort of message behind the picture. And that's really what this video today is about. It's just me talking about how most people give up at a stage where if they'd just kept going for longer, they would eventually have found success. This video is only really going to apply to you if you have some kind of business running. So if you're running a YouTube channel, if you're running any kind of online business. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is how to get over the rewardless period. So I'm going to use me as an example and my experience with this and growing this YouTube channel, which is obviously still very small, but I have started getting paid from YouTube, and I just want to talk about my whole journey with it and how I managed to get myself over those moments where it feels like it's not working. I'm not making any money, I'm not really gaining that many subscribers, but I'm putting so much effort into it. There's always going to be this period in any business or any kind of career or venture that you choose to go down. There's always going to be a period where you put a bunch of work in and get nothing out. And this is like this rewardless period. And this is the place that most people give up at. This is that picture that I showed you where, people have been digging through the dirt for a long time and, don't find any diamonds, but the diamonds are on the other end. And this is kind of that phase, right? There's always a phase like that where you put a bunch of work into something and you get nothing out of it. And I want to talk to you about how I have managed to get over that particular period, that phase of, transformation and growth. So with my YouTube channel, the first thing that helped me kind of get over this phase, going from 0 to 1,000 subscribers is, well, firstly, I'll just explain, if you're not familiar with how people get paid on YouTube, the only time that you start to get paid on YouTube is you need 1,000 subscribers and you also need 4,000 watch hours. So that's the amount of hours that lots of people have watched your content. It needs to be 4,000. So they're two quite big goals. And the period between having 0 subscribers and 0 watch hours to getting 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours could be a long time. For me, it was around 9 months. So 9 months of just creating content, learning how to edit videos, learning how to speak on camera, coming up with video ideas, publishing videos, and just, continually working on my YouTube channel. That whole period of 9 months, I was doing that and, had nothing come back out of it. So that is kind of my period of rewardlessness. And the first way that I managed to get over kind of, feeling a bit down about that and, avoiding giving up essentially, was I looked up to the people in the industry and looked up to people like Hamza. So Hamza was a really big one for me. A lot of you guys who know me will know I'm a big fan of Hamza. And I I'll tell you a story. So I literally about 5 months ago autistically went through a website called Social Blade, and you might be familiar with Social Blade. It's basically a website that tracks YouTubers on their historic subscribers and all the different stats and stuff. So I could see Hamza's subscriber count and views back when he was first starting out. So I could look at him from going 0 to 1,000 subscribers and how many views he had, and I wrote it down month by month and looked at all the videos he did, how many views he was getting at the time. And I really just wanted a bit of an estimate on how long is this period gonna last. And for Hamza, I'm pretty sure it lasted about 12 months before he started, getting to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I wrote all this down on a sheet of paper. I don't have it with me anymore, but I wrote it literally down every month and wrote down how many subscribers he had, how many views he was getting. And I just looked up to Hamza in that way. So for you, for your business, you could just look at your competitors, because if you're starting a business, right, let's just say you're starting an agency, right? Iman Gadji style, right? You want to start an agency, you want to get clients, you want to do freelance work for them. Cool. So you would then start that agency and maybe look up to Iman's agency, which I think is called IG media. So you could look at IG media, look at his past performance, like look at Iman's YouTube channel, find the videos where he first started the agency. Okay, this video was posted 3 years ago, whatever. And then like he makes a video about his first sale, which was like 2 years ago. So like, it's like, must be about a year before getting his first client. And you can kind of like match it up like that. So you just need to look up to people in the industry, right? There's nothing wrong with you looking up to and having role models in, you know, whatever it is that you're interested in. So like if it's YouTube, if you're trying to build a YouTube channel, for example, there's nothing wrong with looking up to Hamza. There's nothing wrong with looking up to First Man or Alex Hormozi. If you're trying to start a podcast, there's nothing wrong with looking at Andrew Huberman's podcast or Chris Williamson's Modern Wisdom podcast. And, you know, looking at the first episode and finding out how many views it got, and then looking at the 100th episode and seeing if that's when they started getting like more subscribers and stuff. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So you can kind of look at other people in the industry, look at other people in the space, and get a feel for like how long this period is going to last. Because there is going to be a period, like I say, from you going from zero, literally nothing, to like that first kind of milestone where like it's maybe money coming in, or like 1,000 subscribers, or your first client. There's going to be a period that is in between those two events happening that is rewardless. And that's the key. It's like the biggest motivator that keeps you going in business, in self-improvement, in the gym, is the results, right? Is success. Like when you go to the gym and you first start out, you have to go in and lift the weights, and it's super difficult, and you do it for months and you kind of don't really see much progress. But then, you know, month 5, month 6, month 7 of going to the gym consistently, you start to kind of notice, okay, I'm gaining some muscle, I'm looking better, and you know, this is working. And then that then cycles back round and fuels you to keep going, keep pushing harder. So it's the success, it's the progress that we see that actually keeps us going. But it can be hard to do that with like YouTube, for example, when you're putting a bunch of work in and, you know, gaining a few subscribers here and there, but not really getting paid or getting loads of views. And you know, you might post a video that you think, oh, this is a really good video, I'm really proud of this, and it gets like 20 views. I mean, this has happened to me. Like, so you get like 20 views or something, and you just think, I thought that was a really good video. Like, why didn't that get as many views? You know, I was kind of proud of that. And this is just all part of it. And this is this rewardless period that we just have to go through. The second tip I'll give you with getting through this rewardless period is you just got to understand, this is where most people give up. So we often hear in the self-improvement space about the 99% of people, right? Getting into the 1% of people. We've got to get ahead of the 99% of people. Well, understand that in any business that you choose to do, the time that it takes for you to go from zero to the first kind of big milestone, 99% of people doing the same thing as you will give up in this space. This is really like the test, right? This rewardless period is like, can you do this? And you have to be able to get through this whole period with zero reward, zero signs of progress. And you have to accept that if you give up, you will join the 99% of people who also gave up. If you don't give up and you just keep going with it, keep gritting through it, this is really where like the hard work comes in. You can be in the 1% of people that actually go past that. Now because you're in the 1% of people that got past the rewardless phase, it's a very different thing becoming the 1% of people after the rewardless phase, right? That's where you get into the territory of like millions of subscribers, making millions in the business, like this kind of thing, right? I'm not at that level yet. I can't give you advice on that. So, you know, hopefully one day I can. But right now, I can just give you a bit of advice on the rewardless phase, getting past that. But, you know, after that, it's, yeah, I'm sure we'll all get there together. But that is the advice I give you, is just remember, this is where most people give up. Don't give up. Think about it. Think about, I want to be in the 1%. I don't want to join the 99% of people that gave up at this point. Even though it seems like you are going to get nowhere with it, even though right now it seems that it's pointless, that you're just wasting your time, that you're just putting a bunch of effort in for no reason. This is why most people give up at this point. And you just need to get past that. And it does take discipline, it takes willpower, and you just have to grit through it. And the last tip I'll give you for getting over this kind of first big step is, remember, every single time you continue to work on this thing that you're doing, you are upskilling yourself. So I'll use YouTube again as an example, but I'll also talk about the gym as an example in a bit, because it's going to apply. I feel like a lot of you watching will sort of hear about the gym example and it will be a bit more relatable to you. but for any of you guys who are doing YouTube, this will be relatable to you as well. So when I was making videos back in the early days, they were terrible quality, very badly edited, and I wasn't very confident on camera. So you've got to think, posting the videos on YouTube and getting no reward for it, that space between 0 and 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, all that time that you're working on the YouTube channel, although it may seem pointless because you're not seeing that progress. Remember, we talked about the progress being the really big motivator, the success being the motivator. Because you're not seeing that, it's hard to sort of see why you're doing it. But one of the things you just need to keep in mind is that you are upskilling yourself. You're getting better at video editing. You're getting better at being on camera. You're continuing your self-improvement journey. Or at least I did anyway. This is mainly what I did. You're continuing your self-improvement journey. You're getting more knowledge and insights. You're just becoming better at doing the thing that you want to do. So this kind of test period where most people give up, if they continue doing it, you just get better and better and better at it. So it's upskilling. Now let's talk about the gym, right? Same thing applies to the gym. You first start out at the gym, right? It's your first ever weight training session. You want to get bigger muscles. You want to look better in your Instagram photos or whatever. So you start out at the gym, you do the basic stuff, you go there and you don't really know what you're doing, but you lift some weights and you sort of train every bit of your body a bit because you just want to get a feel for the gym. And everything goes well and you feel good, and the next day comes around and you think, I've not got any bigger, like what's happening? You don't see the progress straight away, right? Even after the first week, the first month, you don't really see any progress. You don't see any change. You think, I'm putting all this effort in. I'm going to the gym every other day. I'm lifting the weights. I'm watching all the YouTube videos on how to perform the exercises better, but I can't see any progress. Why am I doing this? What's the point? But you've got to remember, this is the third thing. Keep in mind that you are upskilling yourself whilst you're doing this. You are getting better at lifting weights. You are becoming more resistant to the weight, so you can increase it. You can do progressive overload. You're becoming more knowledgeable on exercises. You're becoming more knowledgeable on how the body works. You're becoming more knowledgeable on recovery, on diet and nutrition. So all this journey, although you're not seeing any progress yet, it's all adding to your knowledge and to basically upskill yourself. And that then just feeds in to the overall self-improvement journey, right? I mean, going to the gym and doing all this, that's part of self-improvement, but learning about the human body, learning about diet, learning about how to feel better, this is all related into the gym, and it all comes from that learning period, that kind of gap period of rewardlessness. So these are sort of the three things that I would keep in mind when you're starting anything, whether it's the gym, whether it's reading books, meditating, like literally anything in life that you want to start that you're not used to doing, like you're studying or whatever, right? It all has this period. Everything usually comes with a period of putting a lot of work in, putting a lot of effort in for like no output. So think of it like a lot of input, no output. And that will switch eventually to like input and a lot of output. But there's always that phase of, and it can last a year. It could last 2 months. You could be super lucky, start a YouTube channel. I've seen some guys do it. Start a YouTube channel, post one video, hundreds of thousands of views, thousands of subscribers, right? They did it in a week. That rewardless period lasted a week for them. For me, 9 months, right? 100 videos, 9 months, and then that's when I hit 1,000 subscribers, right? So anything you start in life is gonna have this period of rewardlessness, and you just need to get over that. And this is where most people give up. You need to keep in mind that you're upskilling yourself, and you just need to keep going with it. This was a bit more of a random video of just something I was thinking about today. A bit more of like a motivational video, I guess, rather than heavy kind of insights, but hopefully you got some value out of it. This may only really apply to the guys who are doing YouTube and trying to grow a YouTube channel, but hopefully you did get some value out of it, and that's pretty much it. Remember, just improve yourself by 1% every day and you'll get there. See ya.